그래서 이제 설국열차에 대한 얘기는 좀 오래전부터
스쿠마드 촬영 끝나고
괴물 촬영할 때부터 그런 얘기를 들었고
그때만 해도 제가 괴물을 준비하던 때예요. 제가 이제 정기적으로 만화를 사러 가는 샵이 있는데 홍대 앞에 여기 이 설국열차라는 만화를 발견하게 됐어요. 그래서 그 자리에서 선자리에서 서점에서 다 읽었고 인류가 제 새로운 빙하기를 맞이해서 바깥 세상이 다 얼어붙었는데 노아의 방주처럼 생존자들이 그 기차에 타고 있고 거기에서 한 발 더 나가서 비행기의 이코노미 비즈니스 퍼스트 클래스처럼 그 안에 계급이 나눠져 있는 거예요. 기차에. 기차라는 되게 독특한 영화적인 공간, 그게 참 자크 로비라는 그 최초 원작자의 놀라운 발상인데 그 발상에 완전히 매료됐죠. 고리카는 한마디로 쉽게 설명하면 아우슈비츠 같은 곳인데 그곳의 지도자가 반란을 일으켜서 기차 앞으로 부자들과 또는 공권력들이 있는 앞쪽 칸을 향해서 돌파해 나가는 얘기니까 이야기는 더욱 강렬해질 수밖에 없고 어쨌든 하나의 이거는 여정이죠. 커티스라는 주인공의 핏빛 여정.
Curtis is the leader of this revolution. He's been living in the back of the train for 18 years now, and then he's the one that kind of rallies the troops to pioneer to the front of the train.
하나의 섹션을 기차 한 칸 한 칸을 돌파할 때마다 새로운 상황, 새로운 인물 또는 새로운 액션, 새로운 사투가 벌어지는 거죠. 무척 독특하고 무척 독특한 설정이고 무척 독특한 공간이고 그렇지만 결국은 인간에 관한 얘기다. 앙드레 넥바셜 미술 감독이랑 이제 구체적인 기차에 대한 더 세부적인 설계 그리고 총 몇 칸의 기차를 만들 것인가. 만약에 그걸 일직선으로 쭉 연결하면 그러니까 대략 500m가 넘어요. 그걸 다 만든 거예요, 세트로. 그래서 그 칸 하나하나가 정말 큰 숙제였죠. 저랑 미술 감독 머리를 맞대고 많이 고민을 했던 부분이고.
Derek Bong is a very visual person, and he has a very strong visual concept. And what he had in his mind, he had a very good sense of the space and the division of the space. So
그래서 퀸 엘리자베스 같은 호화 여객선을 그거를 가늘고 길게 일직선으로 쭉 피면 어떻게 될까? 뭐 이런 개념. 멀리서 보면 약간 은빛 탄환 같기도 하고. 이 프로덕션 디자인의 제일 하이라이트는 역시 엔진 섹션이에요. 우리가 엔진에 삼켜져 있는 느낌. 엔진 자체가 공간인 것처럼 어느 시점에 우리는 이미 엔진의 내부에 있는 그리고 영원한 엔진이라고 떠받들고 숭배하는데 그런 영원함의 느낌은 뭘까?
So the engine was a kind of tricky moment because we know there's some kind of high-tech technology there, but we don't know what type of technology it is. So we discussed that, how to show the fact that there is something behind these walls.
꼬리칸은 뭐 되게 비참한 공간이고 어느 나라에나 그 도시에 그 할렘가 슬럼가가 있잖아요. 거기서 영감을 많이 얻으려고 했었고요. 그런 빈민가의 비주얼들도 많이 참고했고.
It was the set blew my mind. I mean, it's remarkable. And then when I got to see my station in the front of the train and the engine and all, it's really a great set. So of course it helps, you know, to work in that environment. And the other thing about the way that he works is I've never been on a set that's ever been as calm or as quiet as his set. It you know, it really helps in terms of your own concentration, in terms of where your character's at any given moment, to focus and to be still and be ready to work.
Gimbal is a special effects device which makes it possible to simulate the motion of a train on the tracks while not being on actual tracks.
Good. Okay. Check the gate.
Check the gate, please.
기술적으로 제일 먼저 했던 게 김벌 작업이죠. 기차에 흔들리는 느낌. 렌즈를 가지고 이제 기차의 적정 크기, 이게 가장 그럴듯한 사이즈의 기차를 만들어내야 된다.
My first reaction to the script was it was incredibly dark, I felt. And I didn't really understand it after the initial read. After seeing 4 of Joon-ho Bong's films, it shed a lot of light on the direction that the film would go.
I thought it was pretty original, for one thing. I really liked the idea of it. It seemed somewhat political to me in a good way, in terms of classes of people and the revolution taking place.
I thought it was, you know, it's abstract, it's out there, it's different. But that's the appeal of filmmaking, doing things differently. And
봉준호 특유의 어떤 촌철살인 같은 그런 어떤 느낌들.
봉 감독하고 제가 세우는 원칙 하나, 카메라의 방향성에 관해서 세 방향으로만 이 영화를 찍자. 기차가 왼쪽에서 오른쪽으로 가고 꼬리칸이 왼쪽에 있고 앞칸이 오른쪽에 있다는 이 설정, 관객이 보는 시점에서 이 설정은 처음부터 끝까지 유지해야 된다는 게 이 영화의 키 핵심 방향성입니다.
일단 미술 감독과 함께 가장 또 중요했던 VFX 슈퍼바이저. 이 영화 사실 비주얼 이펙트 영화거든요. 엄밀히 따지면 가장 실감나는 기차의 또 박진감과 그 다음에 묵시록적인 세계, 제2의 빙하기가 온 그 환경 상황을 표현해야 되니까 이건 뭐 사실상 비주얼 이펙트 영화죠. 비주얼 이펙트에 의존하는 영화고, 그래서 슈퍼바이저가 되게 중요했고.
I think the most important thing, and the thing that I would love for people to take away after seeing the movie from a visual effects point of view, is that they believe this world existed. There was enough panic that happened that you need to explore and show visually. So there's a sequence in the movie when the tail passengers come to the guard section, but it's all dark, and all of a sudden you go through a tunnel, the light opens up, you see outside the windows for the first time, and it's blazingly hot, and the first thing you see is a little city. And that is a visual, very important moment because it tells the audience that this was a terrible moment in time.
독특한 디자인과 컬러들의 사용, 무엇보다도 캐릭터를 정말 제대로 도와주는 의상이라고 해야 될까?
This is so disappointing.
기묘한 캐릭터들과 정말 잘 매치가 되는 그런 창의적인 의상이 되게 인상 깊었었어요.
Well, there's so many opportunities for costume designers. There were, you know, the different sections, the tail section, and it's. As soon as I read it, I had ideas in my head for the tail section, and I don't know. I have a soft spot for Mason. It was just such a fun character development, and I was kind of there from the initial stages of it.
You repay his kindness with violent hooliganism.
좁은 공간에서 사람과 사람의 몸이 막 부딪히. 이게 SF 영화라고 무슨 레이저 총을 쏘는 영화가 아니란 말이에요. 광선검을 쓰는 것도 아니고 살과 뼈가 서로 막 충돌해가지고 막 그런 건데. 그래서 어떤 또 액션 씬 자체도 되게 많고.
Yeah, just the fighting. It's quite a weird, not weird, but a strange, different kind of storyline. So.
되게 리얼하면서도 개성 있는 액션을 어떻게 할 수 있을까?
The fighting obviously being my kind of stuff, so yeah, it was intriguing.
It was great, you know. I mean, it's violent stuff, and it has to look real. None of these guys are trained fighters, the characters, so it can't look too choreographed. So you just gotta trust your stuntmen and go for it.
There wasn't an awful lot of difference between a lot of the characters. It was just their passion, their anger to get to the front of the train. So a lot of the style of fighting was just very raw, natural fist fighting.
보통 우리가 실생활에서도 느끼지만 이 스킨톤이 보면은 계급인 경우가 많잖아요. 특히 이 영화 초반부에 보면은 꼬릭한 사람, 틸다 스윈튼이 연설을 하고 꼬릭한 사람들이 쫙 그 연설 들으면서 앉아 있는 그런 씬들을 보면 그 수백 명의 그들의 얼굴 자체가 하나의 그 랜드스케이프가 돼갖고 쫙 있는데 어떻게 보면 그 메이크업의 스펙타클이죠.
But it's basically to echo that kind of breadth of civilization there is on the train. So we sort of started at the back and worked forward. The tail section are filthy, dirty. They've got no facilities to clean. They were very poorly fed, and therefore they'd be sort of their skin would be slightly eaten away by the terrible conditions, the terrible diet they have. Whereas at the front, of course, they're very well looked after. They have their sushi and they have fine food and whatever else. So they're the healthy lot. So it's finding that kind of that breadth.
The rifles. We can overwhelm them. We easily outnumber their bullets.
Good. Yeah.
So check the gates. He's very specific in terms of the shot. You know, it's very specific physically, very specific what's taking place in the scene between two people. He's very clear in his direction. So it's really about being prepared to fulfill his vision and what he was given.
Know your place. Keep your place. Be a shoe.
Start to finish, such a playful atmosphere and a combination of playful and at the same time this security and gratitude that we're with a master. I mean, everything is devolved from him, and his playfulness, I think, feels like it comes from his preparedness and his confidence. He knows exactly what he wants, and we can all rest on that, and that keeps us alive, you know, living and.
Still cold. Is it he quite clearly, like a painter? And his method of shooting is incredibly impressive. And shooting masters is impossible, really. And he only shoots what he wants to see on screen. Now, that may sound simple, but that is as difficult as Hitchcock. And he is doing what Hitchcock did. There's not going to be anything on the cutting room floor. Oh, little scraps. Nothing much. But that takes a huge knowledge of film. And a good old brain.
After I hit him twice.
Here and you turn back.
Turn back.
So this is your last position.
So I shouldn't do that?
Cut, I will cut. You cut, you look back, cut.
He has a real eye for this kind of raw, intense, real feeling violence. And it just kind of had an unpredictable pace and rhythm. And
기차라는 것 자체가 저한테 주는 흥분, 매력.
축소판이죠. 우리가 지금 살아가고 있는 이 사회에 대한.
What the film will do is provoke a great deal of argument.
well, the film itself is, you know, an allegory for class warfare and this kind of social structure.
I see the train tracks being the road to life.
It's about survival. Just that. And life.
굉장히 인간적인 영화예요.
굉장히 새로운 얘기, 새로운 시대의 얘기라고 생각하시면 딱 좋을 것 같아요.